shootout at BMF headquarters. Lil Meech and Big Meech team up against 50 Cent in explosive gun battle. A massive and unexpected shootout just rocked BMF headquarters, involving none other than Lil Meech, Big Meech, and 50 Cent in a face-to-face confrontation that erupted into gunfire, all stemming from months of betrayal, rejection, and explosive drama. The chaos broke out just after Lil Meech was denied re-entry into the BMF family by 50 Cent, and with Big Meech still fuming from prison about how his son was publicly humiliated, the father-son duo decided it was time to get revenge. What happened next was a war that could have turned deadly, but was thankfully interrupted before anyone was killed. Here's how it all went down: the buildup, the betrayal, and the bullets that flew through the legacy of BMF. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. It all started when 50 Cent, once the mastermind behind reviving the BMF brand on screen, decided he had enough of Lil Meech. After the snitching scandal, the leaked body cam footage, and Lil Meech's crash out moment that had the entire hip-hop community in disbelief, 50 publicly cut ties with the young actor. Meech had begged to be let back into the BMF project, hoping to salvage his role in the TV series and reclaim his image. But 50 wasn't having it. His response? A cold, calculated rejection. He told everyone, including the blogs, that BMF was moving forward without Lil Meech. That was the spark that lit the fire. Behind the scenes, Lil Meech was livid. He felt betrayed, humiliated, exposed. But what no one expected was that Big Meech himself, from behind bars, was equally enraged. Sources close to the prison claim that Big Meech saw 50's move as a personal attack, not just on his son, but on his name, his family, and his legacy. While he'd stayed silent through most of the drama, this final move from 50 pushed him over the edge. And then came the real drama, the secret meeting. According to insiders, Lil Meech set up a quiet pull-up at BMF's real-world headquarters, the very place where deals were once made, music was discussed, and stories were shared. But this time, it wasn't about music. It was about vengeance. Big Meech, who allegedly had intermediaries and loyal BMF OGs handling business on the outside, made sure his presence was felt. Though still behind bars, his orders were crystal clear. Handle it. Let 50 know we don't play. At the same time, 50 Cent, always 10 steps ahead, got wind of the plan. And being who he is, he didn't hide or run. He showed up, armed, backed by his own circle, and ready for whatever. That's when it happened. The two camps faced off. Lil Meech and BMF affiliates stood across from 50 Cent and his inner circle. Words were exchanged. Tempers flared. Allegations flew. Sources say Meech shouted, "You made me look weak," while 50 allegedly replied, "You did that to yourself." And then, boom, the first shot rang out. Nobody knows who fired first. That part remains cloudy. But what is clear is that hell broke loose. Shots were fired from both ends. Windows shattered. Tires screeched. People ducked behind cars and pillars. For a moment, it looked like one of the bloodiest hip-hop feuds in years was about to claim lives right at the heart of BMF's legacy. Thankfully, security, both private and local law enforcement nearby, responded quickly. The situation was diffused before it could escalate any further. Just a few minor injuries were reported, mostly scrapes, bruises, and one affiliate reportedly grazed by a bullet. But the real damage? It wasn't physical. It was symbolic. Because from that day forward, BMF is no longer the untouchable family it once was. This was civil war, father and son against a man who brought them back into the limelight. And the world watched as the empire crumbled from within. But here's what you need to understand. This wasn't just about a TV role or reputation. This was about power. 50 Cent had control of the narrative, the story, and the money. By cutting Lil Meech off and distancing himself from the Flannery name, he was rewriting who owned BMF in the public eye. Lil Meech and Big Meech couldn't let that stand. They felt erased. And when powerful men feel erased, they react violently. 50, on the other hand, has remained mostly quiet since the incident. No IG rants, no diss tracks, just subtle, cold moves, like removing old BMF promo posts and quietly pushing the next season forward without a trace of the Flanneries involved. That silence speaks louder than any bullet. It says, I'm in control, you're just reacting. Meanwhile, Lil Meech has gone back into hiding. He hasn't posted. He hasn't shown up at industry events. He's laying low, likely waiting to see what the fallout will be. His allies are few and far between now. The people who used to call him nephew or young king are watching from a distance. Even rappers close to the BMF story have started cleaning up their associations. Big Meech, even from behind prison walls, has tried to do damage control. Word is, he's made calls to try to cool down the heat, but the damage is done. The moment bullets flew, the streets saw the cracks in the empire. And in the world of hip-hop and street legacy, perception is everything. Let's not forget, BMF once stood as a symbol of unity, strength, and power. The name alone carried weight in every city. But now, it's a name caught in media scandals, betrayal videos, and gunfire at headquarters. 50 Cent walks away from this not just untouched, but elevated, because in his world, drama equals dominance. Every news cycle that mentions this shootout pushes his projects higher, his visibility greater, and his control tighter. He's no longer just a guy who brought BMF to TV. He's the man who defended it from the people who tried to hijack the narrative, even if those people were the original founders. So where does this go from here?